Good evening, everybody. It's me, Chris, and today I'd like to show you out on this segment of the continuing chapter of Nitro Micro UMX RC airplanes. Today I want to cover my first part, the Volare version of the Hiperbipe. I finished this little guy up. It flies a lot better than I thought, although I did break the motor. My first motor's broken on it, so I'm gonna have a little fun fashioning up a new one. I'm gonna try to put a new motor inside of it without busting open the tissue. I was able to do that for this motor. Try to do that again if I have the time and patience for it. Here we have it. Here's part one for the Volare Sorrell SNS-7 Hiperbipe. Okay, it's the Flying Aces Club 1 design for this year, as I said. It's a nice short kit. Let me make a big note for short kits for all my fellow modelers out there. Short kits are really not anything I'd recommend personally to any beginner out there. A short kit is a little more on the advanced side, assuming you've already have some good modeling experience under your belt and have a good sense of what's going on. A short kit is basically just that. It's a simple package of either die cut, printed, or laser cut parts, for all the parts necessary to put their kit together. It just happens to be all the irregular parts that would otherwise take forever to cut out by hand. Speeds up the process, and the advantages are for beginners to move on, and they feel comfortable enough. They've got plenty of spare leftover sprue, balsa, and other stock of building materials over the year or so of them building simpler kits or full kits. They can take the spare wood from those kits and use it on a short kit. Or for people like me, I can just go and get competition stock wood. This is some leftover bits of the competition wood that Easy Built Models sells. Blue is 8 to 10 weight, red is 6 to 8 weight. A to B grain, 1/16 square strips. So I'm selecting the power plant for the Sorrell Hiperbipe. I've got two airframe sections for the fuselage already built up. One in the back is going to be for the Nitro. One in the front, I'm contemplating going electric. And I've already selected two brushless motors that might be suitable for this. This one is out of the E-Flite Timber X. It's got a 3-cell capacity. However, due to weight restrictions, I might have to tame it down. Definitely going to tame this down to a 2-cell. There's just absolutely no need for an insane 3-cell power out of something that weighs so little. There's an ideal brushless motor. Here is from E-Flite. I can get the numbers off this brushless motor for you guys later. This is one of my older original E-Flites from my flight tested venture. It's a little foam park flyer 172. You can see you can buy the airplane receiver ready for 80 bucks or less or something like that. I can't remember, but it's on sale. And I'll tell you what, it's the price for it is worth the electronics alone inside of it. Moving on. Power selection, of course, Nitro. I'm still up in the air whether I want to use a TD or a PW motor. Note that both of these have the throttle barrel clips and the throttle barrels on them and ready to go. So I'm going to be fashioning up a nice bulkhead for the Nitro version. As you can see back here, the section, airframe section here is for the Nitro. I deleted the motor peg mount, used a few diagonals, added in a little bit of weight there, but took it back out with the lightning holes all throughout. This is the rubber powered version, just with lightning holes and possibly rigid enough to use for electric. Moving on, to support the firewall, I use double stringers to create some top and bottom keels on this part of the airframe. Get it some more beef and a better hard point for the bulkhead when I put it in. Bulkhead's going to be pretty close to the nose, to the cowl anyways. Checking it out, I'm not going to mount the engine up and down, but just for all intents and purposes, the starter spring is going to be in between the cowl and spinner, so it's very, very short. It's mounted just probably a quarter-inch outside the box and for the thrust bearing block, if you will. I will lay it laterally on its side. I'll have some really good access with it for the needle valve with this, and good access for the throttle barrel, and the layout will be much easier to do for the throttle linkage to the servo. So we're going to do that. I'll make sure to have plenty of room for air cooling and exhaust. Won't mind at all if it sticks out. It's pretty helpful and more easy to start. The Edge 540 I built for Christmas for a birthday present, if you will, was a little snug, but it still had plenty of air circulation in it. The way this is laid out as an 18-inch wingspan, I learned that the width of the fuselage is real fishy. They do note it is wide, and I decided for my personal taste, I'm going to bump this up from an 18 to 20 inch on the wingspan, adding an inch to each wing. It'll not only give it more surface area to fly, a little more wing load, but also it'll give the overall aircraft a more proportional look, a lot closer to this. I'm afraid of what it'll look like. It'll look more like a fat and stubby GB instead. But as far as this Volare short kit goes, it's pretty seamless. I'm surprised at how quick and easy everything goes along, especially when everything's pre-planned. Yeah, and we have our stock, not included, balsa already pre-selected and ready to go. It's just a matter of hitting the ground running and starting to build. So stay tuned, guys. There's more to follow on this. As you can see, I'll follow up in the next video about, yes, more Edge 540 parts from Willows. It just happens to be compatible with this particular model that I'm working on now. And also go over the choice of power plants in part 2. But for now, this is as far as I've gone for the celebration of the 2023 Sorrell Hiperbipe for the Flying Aces Club this year. Very cool. I'm not part of the club. I'm just helping you guys celebrate as an RC guy. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun stuff. I know this little guy's thinking to himself, I want to be a radio control. Well, you can. Not you, but your cousin here will be. Will be soon. Alright, guys. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Bye.